Here's how I made a post-apocalyptic Christmas tree. First of all, thank you to JDiction for sending me their Christmas Resin kit. If you want a non-toxic and easy-to-use alternative to epoxy resin, check out the link in the description. I first mixed 100 grams of resin powder with 30 grams of water. And added a few drops of black coloring. Then I poured the mix into the Christmas tree mold that came with the set. I tried to avoid air bubbles in the tree tips by squeezing and pinching the mold. I believe the technical term is burping, but still ended up with a few. To avoid this, I recommend filling the mold halfway, squeezing and rotating the mold, and then slowly filling the rest and repeating the squeezing and rotating steps. Just a little behind the scenes, I was overheating like crazy filming this in front of the fire. 30 minutes later, I demolded the tree and got started to turn it into something that looked like it might fit into any post-apocalyptic junkyard. I've been watching a lot of Bill making stuff lately, and saw him using XPS foam to make metal panels, so I gave that a go. I cut out a bunch of squares and started supergluing using the sturdy, durable, smooth shape of the tree as my guide. It was really helpful having the resincrete base to work around, ensuring the shape of the tree was uniform with a solid star on top. It made my life very easy and almost impossible to mess up. Once the whole tree was covered by scrap metal, I took some chain, wrapped it around the tree, and using the Citadel's skulls pack, glued on some skulls to act as cute little ornaments. Aww. I melted away the mold lines with some plastic cement. Some of the skulls didn't really look like they were hanging from the chain, so I took some floss, spun it into a rope, and added them to the skulls. Then came the tedious task of adding rivets. I find that little rhinestones for nail art work amazingly for this. I also used a knife to make little holes when I got too sick of adding rivets. And with that, the build was done. Time to paint. I started by zenithal priming with Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl Neutral Gray. Use the link in the description to get some for yourself, and use code iPaintSmallThings for 10% off your whole order. Then, I sprayed from above with white ink. The main idea for the paint job is to do all the metal first, and then add color. So to paint the rusty metal, I first airbrushed with a brown ink, then using a sponge, dabbed on brown mixed with orange to create heavy rust spots. And I painted the star with model color copper. Then I did a heavy dry brush with silver. The Resincrete package came with these little brushes and paints, so I decided to try those out. I stippled on red and white to the metal panels, focusing more on the middle of the panels. I'm actually impressed with the quality of the paints. For terrain in this type of project, they work very well and were convenient to have. I added some more weathering with dirtied down rust effects, making sure to shake the bottles really well before applying. I'd apply some, clean my brush, and then feather the edges with the damp brush. After all that dried and did its weathering magic, I dry brushed again with silver, focusing on the rivets. I painted the skulls white, followed by Skeleton Horde contrast paint, and then dry brushed again with white. And the scrap Christmas tree was done. I really love how this turned out. Thank you for JDiction for sending me a package to play around with. Use the link in the description to get some for yourself. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe. Consider checking out my Buy Me a Coffee if you're trying to support the cause. Comment down below with any feedback or suggestions. Alright, bye-bye.